Welcome back to the Unprofessional Footballer Podcast, episode 18. I'm joined by a very familiar face on this podcast by now. You've listened to him talk for, I think, 5 hours already on the podcast. We haven't had enough. He's back. Romeu Romao, back on the podcast, episode 18. Welcome back, my friend.
It's my pleasure to be back again, and I hope this is just the second part, that we still have another 5, I think.
I think there's plenty more content to come when Romau's involved.
I swear that today we're going to take only 4 hours.
So as we always do when Romeu is on the podcast, I think we do a t-shirt review and we take a look at his outfit and we rate him out of 10. I think before we've had the black and white polka dot spots.
Yes.
You then came the next time with, it's escaping me, I can't remember what the last shirt was. It must not have been memorable.
It's something.
Today we've got coaching gear. So
yes,
the R90 coaching attire. I love it. I think it looks really nice.
It's nice one. I have to bring one for you.
That'd be nice.
Next time you're going to be Romao, and I'm going to come with this nice brand of kit.
The Unprofessional Footballer coach. I figured I would join Romao since I saw him walk in with his coaching top. I thought I would put mine on. Obviously mine is a bit more flamboyant.
I can see you from Gozo, I think.
I figured out of all the coaching gear that's over here, I just thought I would do the complete opposite to everyone else. Yes. Stand out as much as possible. On social media, it looks great when you just see a random guy wearing pink.
I agree.
the plan, I need to get the back printed. I want everything written on the back.
Yeah, maybe you are fan of Messi as well, because it's closer with my
Exactly. Now that Messi's wearing it, it's actually considered cool. So
good boy.
So, Romao, when we last caught up, I believe you were just finishing your first season with Msida, and you just won promotion from the Amateur League into the Challenge League. So I think that's probably the best place to pick up from. How did your season go this year?
So the season was amazing without planning to be that amazing, because at the beginning I was too focused on my summer camp with the kids, and I have an invitation from a friend of mine, Jean-Pierre Mifsut, and he told me about the project of the club. And when I saw the players that was there, I realized that they have intentions to go up for the Challenge League. And just came 1 week after. I speak with the coach, with the president. I knew the president already because I used to play with his son. And the conversation was straight away. So the aim is to promote, and when there is something to have a good aim, to good achievement, and I put myself in, definitely.
The squad for Amateur League that season was lethal. There were some good players on that team. From youngsters, you had was it Ismail?
Yep, Ismail.
And yes. Jamie
as well.
The two of them together. Amazing young players for that level. You had obviously the experience. You had Viper, you had Triganza.
Yes.
The three of you together.
Giovanni Gaia.
Giovanni is the top goal scorer of all time, I think, in one of those leagues. I think he's got something like 54 goals in one season.
So I think the balance was very, very well, the team. So this make the difference. So have players at the back that used to play for this league, so they know how to work up front. They're always facing good foreigners, because on this league, since they have to play just one, they always put a player up front.
Yeah.
And on the flanks, we have young players and fast players.
I think that was the most interesting thing about Msida's lineup that year. Obviously, we know most teams put the foreigner in striker, whereas Msida went the complete opposite route and had you as the foreigner playing as like a rock solid. You were flicking between centre back and centre defensive mid.
Yes,
correct?
That was the balance. So we have like Romeu to run and to put some quiet, and have Viper to think.
Exactly.
So that was very, very balanced.
I think the quality of the Maltese players were as good as most of the foreigners in the league.
Definitely.
So you guys had pretty much an all-star squad across the board.
Yes.
And it showed. You went Was it unbeaten the whole season?
So I think we
Or did you
lost one game, but I think we went like 16 straight games winning, and we had some records as well.
Because you finished comfortably at the top of the league. I know Gargoyle were the only team that were really challenging with you, but
Yes.
They fell off towards the end of the season, and that pretty much gifted you the championship.
Yes. The thing was, I felt that he was winning the game in the warm-up, because some players, okay, we are Romeu, Jean-Pierre, Viper, but yes or no, we are in hype. When we was in the team that we used to play, they didn't realize that, okay, we are a bit past time old, we have Jean-Pierre and Viper, they are crossing over 40 years old. But with our experience, with our, the body posture to win the game, when we went in the pitch and they see us warming up, stuff like this, I think we start winning the games from that.
Mentally, it is, especially in that league. I know a lot of the players on the other teams, they struggle with that mentality of, if they see someone that's played in Premier, they can't separate them from the Premier League. No matter how much time has passed since that player has been there, they still in their head think it's the player in their prime at the Premier League. They think they've lost immediately. Right. And they psych themselves out of the game. You see lots of players. I remember when I was coaching, a lot of the time when you come up against teams that would have someone that's known, you'd have to convince your players, look, go and earn the respect on the pitch. Like, you can't just go in defeated, because if you go in defeated, we may as well not turn up today.
Yeah, I agree 100%, and that's what's happened in that season.
So, what about this season? Obviously, it's the first year in the Challenge League for Msida after the promotion. They put together, what were the reinforcements like? Obviously, they can now have 2 more foreigners on the field, and I'm sure they would have tried to improve the quality of some of the Maltese players.
So, first of all, I agree 100% that we can't play the Challenge League with the same squad of you play Amateur League.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt that our team, some key players that was helping to get the promote, the team, the administration didn't keep them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start off getting a bit of the conflict. So, I mean, we managed to keep some players, but it was not the real players that was really help,
Yeah.
And when you change the league, you have to keep the players and strengthen it.
Exactly.
And we pick players from the Amateur League, so it was not,
strengthening.
It was not to. It was kind of to replace the players that we had.
So it was more patching gaps instead of actually strengthening.
Yes,
them.
And I felt that. So, and then, okay, I agree that the administration was a bit too much in hope, because we did a very good job,
Yeah.
But without squad, you can't survive the team to stay in Challenge.
Because you then changed into a player coach role, correct? You moved into becoming the assistant coch for the season.
Yes, from the stuff that I did in last season, I was kind of
helping
already the assistant, and then the coach invited me to be a player and assistant coach, because yes or no, since we have small bodies, we don't have the full committee, the full staff for the training, and since I have UEFA B license,
exactly.
So they didn't hesitate to call me up to help him out with the season.
What sort of roles were you doing then as assistant coach? How involved in training were you? Were you juggling, taking part in the training whilst also explaining drills, or were you mainly just taking the drills?
So first of all, it was new for me.
Yeah.
And I really enjoying, but it's not easy.
It's very difficult to juggle.
Because in the meantime, you are judging players that you have to be the first one to be judged, and sometimes you have to take decisions that you have to commit yourself.
Yeah.
And or else when you take some decision, there is someone always going to complain or say that I push for some side, stuff like this. But about the training, I was surprised as well. The coach gave me a lot of stuff to do. So every week I used to take, every session I take the warm up.
Yep.
And every week I used to take the back four and to settle things at the back, and some set piece as well. It was in my hands. So the link between assistant coach and play, it was very well organized.
I always find the hardest challenge when being a player coach is managing your own kind of interactions with the players, because you're no longer just a player. You can't just have the banter and laugh and joke around with the players. You also have to know when to put on your serious face and
definitely
kind of talk down to them like they're players. And I know in times, especially when I was at Fgora doing the player coaching role, we struggled a lot with when it would be the game at the end. When the coach wanted me to take part in the game at the end, the competitiveness of it being a game, the players would try and talk to me as if I'm still a player because I'm on the pitch with them. And then that would create conflict at times, because sometimes I can't respond in the way that I would as a player.
I agree.
And if we're arguing, I have to step back and understand, okay, I'm the coach here. I can't tell a player to fuck off, or I can't start shouting at a player and like trying to fight him. I'm on the coaching staff. So you get torn a little bit in those situations where there are times where you need to hold yourself back and think, okay, remove myself as the player. How would the coach respond in this situation?
Since the coach was doing his license as well, I spent some sessions with my command, and thanks God, the group was
easy
the
to
base
manage.
from the last year, so the respect was there.
Exactly.
And the newcomers that arrived, they knew me from another team, so the respect was there. And I think I find a bit difficult because I'm too good with everyone, so sometimes I have to separate a bit things and go a bit more strictly.
Do you know the one thing that worked in my favor that probably again works in your favor right now? Obviously, with what you've achieved in your career and you being in the kind of closing down stages of your career, you have that level of respect that younger players will come in and look up to you as like a veteran, a seasoned player, someone that's been there, done it, and they respect it and will want to learn from you. Whereas if you get a 30-year-old walk into a dressing room and he sees a 23-year-old coaching, immediately they think, well, you're young. What are you going to teach me? So luckily for me, I had no hair at the time, and all the players thought I was 35.
Thinking that you are 35, so
I let them think for 6 months.
He spent 10 seasons at London and he came to Malta, so he has something to teach us.
For 6 to 8 months, people thought I was 35, 36. Even the old players thought I was their age. They used to talk to me as one of them, and I just used to go along with it because I was like, let me do it for 6 months just to let them understand that I know football. And then when they find out that I'm young, it'll be too late. They already know that I know football. They already exactly. So then one day in training, one of the younger boys that knew how old I was like, "Yeah, you do realize Dan's 23." And the players, I saw their shock in their face. They turned around and they're like, "What? Dan, how old are you?" I went, 23. They went, "What?
So what's happening with you?"
But yeah, at that point, I'd already established the respect. I'd already established that I know what I'm talking about. I can help them. So then they were still on board to listen.
Definitely. So I had some problems with the mentality, because I'm always, when start season Malta, I have a hope that at least maybe not with actions, but maybe with thinking, they should change a bit of like setup of training, come for training. So like I always mention, Malta is not the top one on be professional teams on stuff like this. But at least if you try to always get close, that's my aim, my mentality, you know. So let's say we cope. If there is like today, as today, in my time was Valletta, and as today Hamurun. So what they do to be close, to be professional. So we try to copy them a bit. So that's all, you know. I mean, they have a plan, a strategy for trainings, for a week plan, schedule, stuff like this. We are not full professional, but let's try to get close on this.
That's the hard part, isn't it? Really trying to change the mentality of even just the clubs themselves. The clubs can still be stuck in the mindset of previous years, and I feel like there's some football clubs over here that do struggle to progress with the times, because football is always advancing, technology is always advancing, theories and practical work is always getting better and better. But sometimes when you've got the older generations in charge of the clubs, they're still holding on to the times that they were up at the top.
Yep.
And they don't carry on progressing with the times. And you see, as other clubs carry on progressing, they stay the same.
I agree.
It's a difficult one to juggle, trying to change the mentality of people that have obviously been doing it for so long.
Definitely.
So, Romeu, one player I want to ask you about, because I know he was only there for a few months and then actually ended up moving on. Nick Borg.
Nick Borg.
I believe he went on loan at Msida at the start of the season.
Yeah, definitely. So now I get it.
Yes.
Because you used to say the surname, but we used to call him only Nick.
Yeah, Nicky is one of my favourite players in Malta.
Very, very good, very skillful.
Five-a-sides, he is the best player in Malta, I think.
So
unreal player on his best.
I was amazing with him. First of all, when I saw him, he arrived a bit late. He didn't make the preseason with us.
Yeah.
And I'm always trying to understand, to figure out how players like him arrive on this situation, because he really have very high potential to be in the Premier League.
Yes.
Easy. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he plays for Bikikara.
He is, yeah. He's
I remember him playing against Mosta himself.
It's funny. He went through the ranks of Bikikara's youth nursery. Then he broke into, when he was a young player, dipping in and out of the first team. I think everyone thought he was going to kind of establish himself there. But I think from what I've heard, attitude and commitment to football slowly kind of lost his connection with Bikikara. And they've ended up loaning him a few times to see if he can get himself on track again. But I know he suffers from injury problems as well.
Yes, and to tell you the truth, when he arrived at I heard things like his temperament, it's a bit, not good. But with me and with the club, I saw opposite. I saw a nice boy, so obviously he get angry in training when he don't win the session, stuff like this, and I like it. I love it.
Same.
Because it's the mentality to
passion.
be winner, But I had no problem with him and like I told you, I had some things about his temperament, but I saw a nice boy, a boy that used to work even with young age. He used to help another youngs. So I think on his time, maybe someone helped him as well. So maybe he could recognize that he have to do that. And yes, unfortunately, he suffered injury. He have to get sub in the games. He didn't have the sequence of games, and if he had that, I think most because of the preseason that he skipped, he suffered those injuries. And if he's fit,
he can be quite the best player on the
he
field,
can be top player and help any club.
I'm always on the defending end for him, because whenever I hear people talking about him, especially club officials, I know committee members, when I've brought him up in conversation as being one of the best players at the Fives, again, like you said, they mention things like temperament issues, and I always defend him, and I always say no.
Never.
With me, never.
Spent
never
6 months with him.
Exactly. I've not seen it at all. For what I see is a young guy that loves football and is passionate about football.
He's a joker.
Yeah, exactly. He likes to have a laugh. He's serious when it needs to be serious.
Yes,
and
definitely.
The competition in him makes him, like you said, angry when he loses. But I think that's a good thing for a player. A player should never be happy when they lose.
Agree. And also he used to, commit some fouls, because that's the way that he's going to go for the games.
Exactly.
And even when some players go hard on him, he used to say no, continue, because in the game he's gonna face those situations.
Exactly.
So he was ready for games.
But yeah, he's someone I'm disappointed actually, because he right now is recovering from a torn ACL.
Okay, so
So he is
it's
out.
sad news for me because I didn't know about.
Yeah, I think while he was at Berzabuja 2 months ago, he tore his ACL because he's not able to commit to season 3 of the five-a-sides, which I'm really disappointed about because season 1, I think you played against him once or twice.
Yes,
He's
I remember,
amazing at five-a-side. I think everything he does is highlight
It's funny because I played with him there that day, and I didn't realize it was him.
Yeah.
And we could easy speak talking about together, but we didn't mention because I didn't realize that it was him. After when you post, I saw things of him. I said, this one is the player that I played. And I already played, but it's happened. It's normal.
He's a good guy. I like him a lot. And I hope he has a speedy recovery because I want him back at season 4 of the five-a-sides. So, Romeu, tell me about how the season finished recently. So, obviously, the first month or two, you guys said that you were adjusting to the squad, maybe not strengthening in areas that you needed to. So how did the season go in total?
So, unfortunately, I have to stop early my season, because on January I was even planning to move, and I had an injury, meniscus injury. It was quite quick injury to recovery, but my psychology was not there. So I always being a team that was to win in Malta, and the first time that I face the other way around. So 1 year before I was
winning every game,
of 16, 17 games winning, and we struggled a bit to win a game. And the performance was good. We are delivering the performance. We had good games, but we was not able to take the results. So I think in half season 10 games, I think we won 2 games and we lost 8 that I played. And I decided to finish my contract with Msida because I had to focus on my recovery, and I still can play when I finish my recovery, but the side my mind psychologically was not there to help the team, and it was.
So when you terminated your contract, were you terminating as both assistant coach and player? Or?
No, just by player.
Yeah,
and I keep by assisting because since the coach was in need to make his last session for the assessment I have to go back as assistant. But to tell you the truth, I was busy with tournaments abroad that we're going to talk about. Focus on Mosta, and after recovery, I didn't have chance to get back there.
So let's talk about your stuff abroad, because I think that's why we've waited until today to do the podcast. Obviously, you've just come back from, was it Italy that you've been at?
Yes, first I went to Portugal with school, national sports school. So I think we didn't mention that. Let's
introduce the National Sports School work first then. So tell me exactly what the National Sports School work is. How did they contact you, and what exactly do you do as your job?
So basically, National Sports School, it's the link with the government to invest on players to represent Malta in the future. So they have players in basketball, they have bowling, they have water polo, they have swimming, they have cycle, they have athleticism, so football. It's kind of a link with the government to invest on kids to represent Malta in the future.
Okay, so it's like the school that focuses on bringing excellence to sporting
that's why
activities.
It's called National Sports School.
Yeah,
because it's all focused on the sports, but in the meantime, academic, they are very good.
I know there's a few coaches that are there that are kind of very well established as the best coaches on the island. They try to recruit the best of the best to help out.
Since Paul Zamit it was the main coach, the coach of Sliama, he will work with me as a player, and definitely I think he heard about my coach stuff as well. He invited me to go, and since it's come from him, I don't take long to
Yes,
answer him,
yes.
and I accept the challenge. So first year was new for me. It was like I'm trying to get how to work, and I really enjoy, because there we have the best so of each club, and we can here coach the kids. We can here put some challenge for them. We can here progress quick the sessions, because the guys, they are able to take it quick. And that was the part that I enjoy most, because we can challenge them, and you can see the results and feedback straight away.
There's nothing more rewarding than challenging a young kid and then getting it like that and just switch it. I remember I'm working with a few kids now in my coaching program, and some of the boys, they're just, for their age, they're outstanding. And like the stuff they do, the technique that they have, and then you think, well, what am I going to coach them? I can only teach them like elite level things here. So then you try to challenge them with something that's really hard. Like I had with one kid, I told him, okay, I want you to volley the ball, and I taught him how to do the side volley.
What's his name?
It is Jake Cremona.
Jake Criminali.
Yes.
This guy, I coach him at Kick Academy Football, and I was really impressing on what he gave back, because this is a kind of player that we can challenge, and he gives back.
I think he is
and I'm
the best
love with
9-year-old
this boy. This is very, very good.
Yeah.
It's too early for us to say something, but he's really on the way.
He's on the track,
reach.
yeah.
Yes.
I'd say right now, in terms of all the 9-year-olds that I've coached, watched, he's definitely up there as
he's different boy.
Like the mentality of it all. Like I remember, so I was teaching him how to do the side volley to keep the ball straight and hit the ball flat with power in the air.
And also his videos go viral.
Yes. I got him 30,000 views, I think, with that volley into the top corner. But
just make him famous.
It's crazy. I thought, okay, I'm going to spend like 30, 40 minutes at least teaching this technique to him. And I explain it to him once. And then I throw him the ball and he does it first time. And I'm just like, wow, like how do you learn this so quickly? You are like a sponge. You put information to you and you just absorb it all.
This is when they arrive in the right coach as well. It's something else, For example, you discover on him what he need. You coach him this technique. He manage. So I think we have a lot of Maltese with quality, but sometimes they are or maybe parents, they are in the wrong place. I can say that the other coach is not able to do but maybe they have not the vision to see where he needs to improve or to get better in some places.
I find myself working with a lot of the kids nowadays. Technically, their foundation is solid. And to me, it doesn't make sense to overly teach them advanced techniques they don't need yet. So I'm starting at such a young age to now work on the awareness and the off-the-ball movements and understanding how to create space and the tactical side of the game that I know gets neglected a lot in football, especially here in Malta. So that's the one thing that I've really enjoyed and kind of makes me feel very satisfied is when I've done a session that involves just making counter movements off the ball, checking the shoulders constantly, understanding how to pull a defender out of the space that you want to go into. And then I see the dads sending me videos after the game that they've played on the weekend. And you see the kid literally replicating things at like 6 years old. They're checking their shoulders, moving out of the space, pick up the ball and then shoot into the goal. And I'm like, wow.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So back to the school.
Tell me about the work they do abroad.
So, and then every season with the investment that the school have on kids, they go abroad, and every season with some place. And last year was Serbia, and this year it was Portugal. And since I was not that committed because of my injury with the club, Pozamit invite me to go with the team. And for me, it was amazing, the organization and the instructor that the school give to the boys. I was a bit jealous, to tell the truth. Because in my time, if you had like this, you have to be the senior team players, So we went to Portugal. First, we went to Porto, have a tour. And then we went to Aveiro. It's a nice place to.
I was going to say Portugal in terms of destination. It doesn't get much better than that, does it?
Yes, and I think football there it's breeding from the population.
I think you got the good year, because if I had to choose between Serbia and Portugal, I think Portugal every time.
I agree with 200%, and as you can see, the national team is on high now, so they are all playing in high level, and they are, for me, they are one of the favorites for the Euro. So when we arrived there, it was a bit funny because our first game, they judge us from last year. So since it's different groups that they go there, they make a kind of selection to play against us. When I say us, I say the school, because Malta, it's a kind of the national team, a mini national team of Malta. And they make a kind of region selection of Portugal, since they should be very, very good. And they played against us, maybe, and we lost the game last year. And I think they didn't call the same selection to play against us. And the first game, they put a team like, we play against Malta. They judge us about the ranking that Malta is. And and they say that, okay, we can use this team to play against us. And when I saw the warming up, I say, I think my team going to destroy that team. But let's see, because we can judge with the size, with the way they do the warming up. But I send a message for the boys. So, boys, we are here to enjoy, to play football. But if there is strike boxing, if you have 1% to have a punch, do the punch. But you have 100%, don't let them have 1%.
Exactly.
So if you have a chance, there is only one way to respect the opponents when we see teams like this. It's if you have a chance to score 10, you score 11.
Exactly.
Because if you have another chance to score the 11, you're going to score it. And respect them by scoring goals. My team go really for the aim. They struggle a bit with offside position. Since Portugal team, they play too high.
Yeah.
But the game finished off at 16-0.
16-0.
So this was our first game. And we look each other like, where is the opponent? and since I speak Portuguese, I heard them speaking with the other club that we're going to play. Hey, listen, bring even old players to play. They are really, really good. Yeah. It was nice to hear that. So the other group was win the game 2-0 only. Yeah. And the second group against that team, they did the other way around. So against the selection that we're going to play, it was a tough game. They are really ready for us. Yeah. And I think we draw the game 2-2. Yes, we draw the game 2-2, but it was very, very balanced game. I think I can send you some pictures and highlights of the games as well. It was very, very good, very interesting game. And then the other team, the young team, won like 10-0. So they did the other way around. They give a hard team for the young ones. Yeah. And then we won 2-0, and they say, they are not that we can take slow one. And the young one give 10-0. So the experience was amazing. It was very, very good because we managed to watch Portugal, Sweden.
Okay, yeah.
And the plan for the trip was very, very well organized. There is no time to have free time on the hotel, Always we have sessions with the Portuguese coach.
Very good.
The experience for the boys to feeling the session abroad, how it's work. And the experience is for the boys to struggle, I mean... I'm
guessing they would have been playing on grass pitches in Portugal.
Yes, grass pitches.
Even that is a big difference for the boys to understand what it's like to play on grass.
Definitely. Even the staff like to prepare your things, because the parents, they are not allowed to go. So with the clubs, the parents used to trip with the boys. And this is just the boys and the staff. It's really professional stuff that they're going to face in the future and also in the national team.
Like you said, it is that preparation stage where you can mimic exactly what it's like to be in that professional environment and allow them to understand what to keep working for. Because obviously right now at their age, we're not sure if they're going to become professional footballers, but this is the motivation they need to keep staying on the right track to become professional footballers. Because if you see what it's like at the top and the sort of treatment you can get if you stay determined, stay focused, stay concentrated, it allows you to, especially at that age where distractions start to come into your life, to stay kind of tunnel visioned on becoming a professional footballer.
Definitely, and that's our job, to make them, prepare them to face this situation.
Exactly.
So that's we are working for.
So what age group exactly are you working with?
So I have year 8 and year 9, both groups. I assist both Coach Noel and Coach Sandro Zamitfava. And they are year 9, they are under 14, and year 8, they are under 13 boys.
Okay.
So quite very, very high quality, both groups.
And that's the age where they're just starting to hit puberty now at 13, 14 years old. So
Definitely.
Once they turn 15, 16, that's when the distractions start to come of girls, drugs, partying, especially here in Malta. I know at 15, 16, kids are starting to try and get into Partyville.
Definitely. They start to be teen, and they start trying to discover the world.
Exactly.
And
So
since they are good, especially that's the problem. We work a lot on it, mental, because since they are good, they think they manage to combine those things.
Exactly.
So we can part today because. But
I'm too good. I will play anyway, and then you need to really shape their attitude.
That's the price that I always tell to my son and for my players, that you have to pay it.
Exactly.
You have to avoid those things if you want to reach something.
There's a lot of sacrifice involved in reaching the next level. They might quite well hit their level and be able to juggle the partying and stuff, but will they reach the next level? Maybe not. They might make a good Challenge League player and carry on partying, or they can push for Premier, or they can push it outside of Malta if they stay concentrated. But clubs abroad, if they see that your lifestyle is not healthy, they're not going to take a chance on a player that's
definitely
in a country like Malta that is proven that they're not concentrated off the field as well.
Yes, and this I have many talkings about. A lot of meetings and why to try to find a way. That's why the kids, we have to keep them focused on that age to show them what they really want, yes or no. And I always tell them we have to speak the truth for the boys. We have to put them in situation, because or else we are throwing our job that we are doing. So we develop them, we increase them quality, them skill. For them to arrive in 16, 17, they throw it up, so it's hard for us.
I think
to see them struggling on that.
Once a boy is 14, 15 years old, you can't sugarcoat things anymore. You can't pretend with them. You have to give them how it is in real life. You have to speak to them as an adult. You have to treat them. If this is what they're serious about, you need to be serious with them and give them the reality of things.
That's what the life going to offer for them.
Exactly. And let's face it, at 15 years old, you're seeing players nowadays, and even in like the English Premier League, starting to make their debuts at 15 years old. So if they're at that age, they need to understand it's possible, but they also have to understand what comes with that kind of level of advancement in their career. Because once you start mixing the money, once you start mixing the attention people get, let's face it, if you're 18 years old in Malta and you're playing in the Premier League, amongst your friends, amongst your local community, people are going to treat you like you're the next God coming through the ranks. So they need to be ready to handle that pressure.
I agree. They have to know how to deal with the no.
Yeah.
And with the year that you're going to struggle, the year that everyone's talking about you, but you're not playing, and then when you're playing, maybe your team's happy now with Valletta, so many young players with a nice future, brilliant future, but then the team get relegation.
Exactly.
So what's happening?
How do they recover
doing
now?
A great season and your team get relegation, so you are not, It's have to know how to deal.
So, Romeu, let's move on to talking about your club level work. So you said that you've just come back from Italy.
Yes. So I come back from La Mesia. It's the setup there. It's amazing. It's Memorial Pasquale, they call. And the hill teams went over there. There is Juventus, Inter, Atalanta, Milan used to come, Borussia used to come as well. So even the teams of Serie B, Serie C of Italy, Salernitana, Serie A, I think.
Yeah.
There is Crotone, there is Catania, Palermo. So it's a really nice
huge
setup.
Clubs, yeah.
Yes. And the organization was impressed because it's 64 teams played.
Geez, 64 teams.
64 teams. So
wow.
It's have to be something very, very
yeah,
organized.
Absolutely.
To set, there is 3 games in one day.
Yeah.
And the second day another 3 games, and then we have the finals. So we have like the first 3 games. It's for you to see where you're going to be in your level.
Yep.
It's 4 groups each, 16 groups of 4.
Yeah.
And you have to see where you qualify. If you qualify first, you go first division. If you qualify second, you go second division, third, fourth.
Okay, so that's nice. So you're not competing if you're one of the bottom teams.
No, you're not going to face Inter, Juventus, Atalanta. So this is, you still compete, but in your level.
Exactly.
So, and the nice thing is all clubs, they have the same amount of games.
Yes.
And this is the right way to expose the boys, There is 2 different pitches. There is one with grass and one with synthetic. And this year it was first year. It's my 3rd year being there already. And this year it was special because we make some noise. Everyone talking about us. Because we have a kind of choreography.
Okay.
After the game, after we win the game, I can send you later as well. I can show. And we make some noise. So everyone talk about 2-3 players of us. And since we qualify in the second, it was planned to qualify in the second, and to avoid to face the big team. So it can sound a bit against our mentality, my mentality, because you could be, if you want to be a winner, you have to face the big teams.
And let's face it, you play one good game against Inter Milan, they might sign you. So.
Yes, but now I'm gonna get this point now because since it's my 3rd year there, first year, second year, I used to see teams that playing against Inter, make the pictures, change flags, stuff like this. And then the score was 20-0, 19. We have games. I think Juve first game was 19-0. So, like this, in my vision, this is my opinion. Those players, they are not exposed for us to catch them, to take them. Let's say about Juve. I give 19 on there is no one there.
No one, no.
So the scout only gonna see Juve playing. Yeah. So there is no players for us to see. And I was not ready to face Inter, Juve, so we get out from those kind of exposed. And my aim was to arrive on the finals games, the games that our scout was there to. This is the right way to expose our boys. So we bring the teams to the finals, and it was a bit unlucky, our games. I can say I don't like to say that.
Yes.
Because I don't believe that there is luck on those kind of football.
That is the exact same as me. I don't believe in luck.
I will
never tell a player unlucky.
Yes.
That was the first thing I was taught coaching.
But since I'm here a long time, I used to hear, and I use this word, but I'm not agree.
Exactly.
And we lost the qualification game, round of 16. We won.
Yep.
Went for the quarterfinals. We faced a very, very good team. And we lost tight the game. It was 4-2. But with chance, we missed a lot of chance. And then we went for the 56th place against Crotone.
Yep.
And it was for us, it was very, very good. Because we faced a team of players used to play for Serie A team, and everyone was talking about Crotone. So we beat Crotone. It's work.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Everyone started talking about us, and I heard from the organizations that if you qualify our team for the first league, 2 players of us, it was naming to be in the team of the tournament. And for us, for me, it was a kind of trophy.
Yeah, no, of course.
And then whole season we used to get the trophy. I mean, for the place. Let's say if you are fighting for the 9 and 10 place, there is a trophy for this game.
That's good.
This year they changed the setup because last year it was like at 4th division, the bottom team, they were saying champions, we are the champions. Because then they changed it because they won, let's say, the 15 and 16 place of last division.
Yeah.
The 15th place was shouting champions. So they changed the setup. They give the trophy just for the participation.
Yeah.
And they give the big trophies just for the 1st and 2nd, 3rd and 4th.
I think that's needed.
Yes.
You don't want kids getting into that mentality of...
I agree. But
thinking they're champions when they've finished last place.
But let's say the 3rd and 4th, I saw the game. It was the 4th team. This was the one that beat us.
Yeah.
They lost the game. There was all steady and they go home with the trophy like this, and there was like, and my team won the 56th place and was celebrating like, not champions because I didn't want my voice to shout champions, but we are celebrating like because we really did a good stuff, a good tournament there. And first time that Maltese club won the fair play trophy. And for us was really, really nice because we know how to work at Italy. We have players fighting, playing, not with the fair play. I mean,
not
I'm losing,
referees.
I'm start kicking players, and we had red cards on some games of the kids. So it's shown that unfair some clubs playing when they are not losing, and for us it was a great trophy because we really did a show inside of the pitch and outside of the pitch with the organization at the hotel, time to arrive, warming up, the way we set up the team for the to go in of the pitch, and the way you celebrate after the winning game. So I think the trophy was for the right hands, and it's come back to Malta.
But so I think it's important that, especially at that age, that they are winning as gentlemen on and off the field. Mm-hmm. I think, especially with kids, you should never be teaching that level of gamesmanship where you time waste, where you start kicking players and fouling and trying to hurt people, where you're shouting against the referee. I think as they're young, the game should very much be focused on being a gentleman on and off the field, respecting the game, respecting your opponents. I think only once you get into that kind of final stage of youth football where you're playing under 21s, that's when you really need to start preparing players to kind of adjust to the men's game, where there is a lot of time wasting. There's a lot of cynical fouls to break up the game, to stop the other team keeping possession, where you do have to be a little bit nastier on the football pitch and try to win, because obviously when you're playing at that adult level, there's a lot of money on the line often.
I think that's why that tournament was very positive, the feedback, because we showed it the players the level where we are and the taste of a different level.
Yeah.
And definitely I can say that we experiment all things that football can offer for us, because we won games by playing not good. We won games by doing a show.
Yeah.
We lost games by not performing.
Mm-hmm.
We lost game performing good. We won games by penalties.
Okay.
We lose by penalties.
Yeah.
So we cry a lot, the boys. We have a lot of good memories, good moments. So I think the boys really have a good taste of the experience.
Do you know what though? It's amazing with that many teams. The level must be so different that it does give kids the whole experience.
Yep.
This is what the very best is like. This is what the worst is
Definitely.
like. Where are we in that rank? How do we get better?
They can understand that, against that team or against this player, I'm not able yet
Yeah.
to compete. So, so under pressure, they suffer a lot because all games was with crowd people, so they could not hear the coach sometimes. They have to take decisions their own. They look each other. The parents was too far. And so they can't see the parents, give some tips on parents.
Yeah.
And for coach, sometimes they have to look each other and try to solve out the things they own. So
it's a great team bonding experience. I imagine after the tournament like that, your team is absolutely rock solid together now.
Even it was nice for the parents as well. They get to know more each other, and it was great.
I think that's definitely an initiative that needs to happen more, is clubs doing stuff like this to bring their teams together.
Yeah, in my opinion, more clubs from Malta should come there as well.
Yes.
Because it's a really interesting setup.
So let's move on to the final topic of today. Obviously, you're wearing the attire of the camp. Explain to me a little bit about your camp. It's coming up soon. When is the dates of the camp exactly?
So the camp is gonna come. We're gonna start 3 of June and finish off 4 of July. So I prefer this time. Why? Because the kids, they are all busy with the exams at school.
Yep.
And I felt that's the right moment to remove a bit some tension, some pressure from the. And since the session is 1 hour and 50 minutes, it's not going to interfere on the studying time, because I agree that the kids should study whole season, not only in the moment of the period. So period of exams, they have just to refresh some things. And the day there is 24 hours, so there is time to come for the camping.
I think it's super important for kids that are studying to have that time to blow off steam, because if you're just work, you burn out. Your studying is never going to be as effective as it could be if you're not having that 1 hour break, like you said, to just go and run off some steam, get rid of stress, get rid of all the anxiety of the exams, and just focus on having fun and playing football. And then you can go back and focus again.
And definitely I can say that I help a lot of kids on that, because it's true. They come talking about, no, I did bad in the exams. And now, so now relax your mind and let's play football.
Exactly.
Then you get back to your home and you study a bit more and we go for it. Yeah, let's go. So definitely this camping, it's not only to have fun. So I used to teach them a lot. I mean, I used to prepare them. It was kind of pre-season.
Yeah.
And also they remove the tension from the exams period.
So the camp's grown a lot in recent years, hasn't it? So back to the roots of the camp, you were working out of a school ground, right?
Yeah, so at the beginning, the idea come up since I started coaching 2018. And I love it. I mean, I had in mind to be coach.
Yeah.
But not during my time of playing. And I started early because the life gave me the opportunity and I catch it. And I was in conversation with a friend of mine. And since I did like 2 seasons coaching, and everyone was talking about me, I mean, parents, players. They used to call me, I think I mentioned last time, they used to call me a dark color coach. I like the color coach, and I catch it, like, it's a kind of linking of love with coaching player. Yeah. So they don't know my name, but they know the color coach. And for me it was, like amazing. And no, you can call me. And even some parents, don't say like this. Yeah, no,
exactly.
This is good, because this is the way that he remember me.
Exactly.
So I leave some impression on him. So that was good for me. So I start, and that girl told me, so you should do something. And I'm good inside the pitch, outside of the pitch of management, administration. Yes. I don't know that. I still need to improve a lot, But then I say, okay, so let's do it something. I do it with my heart. Let's do it €5 session. And I had total like 35 boys. but it was not committed like a month.
Yeah.
I did like per day, how comes? So there is one day I have 35 boys my own, and there is one day that I have 2 boys.
Yeah.
And I have to pay the pitch rent, and I pay, it was €5 the charge, and I have €10, and the pitch was €30.
So,
I have to pay to train, to coach kids.
Exactly.
And it was first year, it was
it's
kind
a big
of
lesson to learn.
Experience, you know.
Big lesson to learn.
And second year, I have to have like 4 kids, but loyal kids. I mean that they come full month. They was committed with me, and many guys didn't know about. They know about me, but they didn't know because I was not good on merchandise, on to put up things on Facebook or Instagram to I was not promoted.
The use of social media is so important to get your brand out there.
And I learned that it's how important it was. And my second year, I managed to have 75 boys total. The boys that dropped because they had to go abroad, stuff like this. It's total like 80 boys. So I managed to double the numbers. And this year now, the application are closed, but still coming in because like the same, some parents didn't know about, and it's with the application closed, it's crossing 100 applications already.
I mean, that's amazing, isn't it?
And I think something good I'm doing,
yes,
I guess.
Yes. It's
But it's like I said, my trophy is to seeing kids like that I used to coach, getting called up for national team now under 15. Kids going abroad to make some trials, winning things, tournaments abroad. So for me, it's my trophy already.
I think it's a testament to your coaching ability and your personality that each year you're seeing significant growth within the numbers, because you can tell if a coach isn't very good at what they're doing, their numbers don't keep increasing to that level. They would level out at a certain point, maybe 40 children, and it wouldn't grow any bigger because you rely on the word of mouth of parents telling other parents, oh, wow, no, you have to come to this coach. He's much better, blah, 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 blah. And they talk. And you know, especially in a country like Malta, all it takes is one good year where you put on a good performance for everyone. And they will be your marketing for you. The kids will go and tell their other friends at school. The parents will go and talk to each other. You'll have other people that are just at the ground watching, going, what's that? They start to take interest. People walking past. If it looks professional on the outside, anyone walking past with a child might look over and go, oh, I need to Google that. I need to find out what that is. So,
and yes or no, since I'm going to near 10 years that I'm in Malta, some of parents, so they look at me as a Maltese, you know, mental, but they forget that I'm still foreign and I'm from Brazil, from a country that love football, there is passion for it, and all my session, all the things that I know, it's sounds strange because I coach since 2018, and my license, my qualification, it's from Malta, but doesn't mean that my sessions, my way to coach, it's of the mentality of the Maltese, it's not Maltese sessions. I'm not saying against the Maltese, but yes or no, I bring my sessions, my way to coach. It's all from Brazil, and fun enough, I used to make sessions that the time that I had that age, like 14, 13, 12 years old, I used to make sessions that I used to do as a player. So I just transfer for the boys. And when we do things with your heart, it's more easy to do. And the kids, it's more easy for them to get. And the link between coach and kids it's there. And when it's happy, all the kids gonna have the benefits to learn and to get it from heart.
So Romeu, I think you need to go and pick up your wife. So I think we're going to bring the podcast to a bit of an end here. I think we've covered what we needed to cover. Obviously, the camp will be running, I believe, at the same time that this goes live, because this should release within the first month. So I reckon this will be out around maybe the second week of June, this episode. So you'll be midway through your camp. So I wish you the best while the camp is going on. Where is it located? Mosta ground?
Mosta ground. Gonna be going to Mosta ground, and there is like 3 sessions per day. Those 3 different groups.
Yeah.
And Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
I will be putting some information, some posters, and some other stuff up on the screen behind us. And obviously, you know Romao's contact details from previous episodes, but I will put some links in the description of the video. So if you do want to contact Romeu and see if you can try and squeeze your way onto a fully booked camp, he might be able to pull some strings for you if you're just finding out about it now. Guys, this is episode 18 of the Unprofessional Footballer Podcast. If you've enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more stuff, and comment down below if there's anyone else that you would like to see appear in season 3. Romeu, will I be seeing you in the Fives season 3?
Definitely, because I'm the last stage of my recovery, and definitely you're gonna see me there, because I'm looking forward. First of all, it's look like just a program to promote some videos, but people don't know how much it's helping us to find a club, to get fit, and also to show our skills for someone else. We have players that went for the Fives, and they get choose for clubs because some coaches know that they are free playing at 5, so it's very important. And that's all. So it's my pleasure to be here again. Always.
I've got some friendly faces lined up for you. Celino will be playing.
Yeah.
Valdo has said he'll come and play a few games.
Nice. Valdo, I guess he's going to be one of our coaches in the camping as well.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
We are a family here.
You can come and bring your R90 jerseys.
Yes. That's all. Great. It was nice to talk with you guys, and I hope you follow us back, Fives, and our night camping, myself as well. And it's always nice to talking a bit, to share the stories that we share here for all of you. Thank you so much.
Romeu, pleasure as always. See you later, guys.
Bye. Ciao.
Beautiful.
That's all.